Hey people, it is Saturday the 13th of September. It is 2:22 in the afternoon and about 22 degrees Celsius. I'm on Gerrard Street East. We're just looking at the infamous Hooker Harvey's. I'm actually on my way to meet up with somebody over on Bathurst Street, just on the other side of Kensington Market. So I thought I'd record my journey from the east side of downtown over to the west side. And depending on the timing, we might see the person I'm meeting up with at the end of the video. I'm supposed to meet at 3 p.m. outside of a piercing studio on Bathurst Street. I think right across from Toronto Western Hospital. Kind of a gloomy, overcast day today. I don't think there's rain in the forecast though. But that doesn't mean it still might not rain at some point. Forecasts are known to be incorrect in my observations more often than not. So there are a bunch of different ways I could get over to where I'm going. I could continue along Gerrard Street for quite a ways until I hit University. I could hop up to Carlton Street. This car is making a turn for some stupid reason, even though I was clearly walking through the intersection. That other car rightfully gave him the horn. As I was saying, I could go along Carlton Street, which becomes College, or I could go along Dundas Street to the south. And there's also Elm Street, which I'm thinking will be the way to go maybe for this walk. I'm thinking maybe I'll cut through Kensington Market and maybe Baldwin Village as well. The aura peeking through the trees. If I have this timed right, I should get to the meeting spot right around 3. Concord sky is starting to look tall now. It has a massive floor plate, so it takes a while for that one to gain some height. Right, here is Young. So I'll zip down to Elm Street. These two buildings are sort of keeping up with each other in terms of how tall they're getting. Even though one has a massive floor plate and the other has a pretty small one. Right, here's Elm Street. We'll venture along here for quite a ways. It won't take us all the way to Bathurst, but it'll take us about as far as McCall. But from there I can dip up to Baldwin, and we'll walk through Baldwin Village. One of the more charming side streets in the core, close to Yonge and Dundas.
Sorry?
I'm gonna come, we're gonna come. That's it. That's it.
Most of the area around Yonge and Dundas is not what I would call charming for the most part. Interesting, yes. But this street is legit charming, at least for a few blocks here. Or really just for one block, I suppose, between Yonge and Bay.
What else are you gonna be doing? Should be sitting at home watching movies? Of course, sleep.
I always found this place kind of curious, this women's apparel store. A bit off the beaten path. All right, let's make this light. Kind of speed walking here. So I think I'm going to be cutting it pretty close, actually, by the time I get to Bathurst. I'm one of those people who always likes to be on time. And I like to get there right on time too, if I can. If someone says 3, then I'll try to be there at 3. If I'm a bit early, I guess that's fine, but I never want to be late. It'd be kind of funny if that's what happens in this video. It very well might. Very well might. So this part of Elm is not so charming, just mostly hospitals and that sort of thing. Got Hospital Row over on University Avenue. Do have some nice older buildings still along here. Here's a walkway that I've never actually walked through for some reason. I always mean to incorporate that into one of my videos, but it never seems to happen. University Avenue. Looks like I'm gonna have to wait for the light. It's always a bit of a drag. This is Toronto's only really grand avenue. At one time, years ago, there were 4 lanes on each side with the median in the center. In the years since, they've narrowed it down to 2 lanes on each side, and with parking and bike lanes on both sides. Yeah, look at some older photos of University Avenue and it was just 8 lanes of traffic. I think it looks a lot nicer now, I think. And I like how the view looking north is terminated by the provincial legislature. And the view south isn't so bad either. You get an awesome view of the financial district once you go a bit further south. All right, so Elm Street continues. Things take on a residential nature. Never been to this Hasty Market. And here's where Elm Street ends at McCall. But Baldwin Street begins just around the bend, so I'm gonna head over there. We'll walk through Baldwin Village. And then we'll also get a glimpse of Chinatown, and we'll check out a bit of Kensington Market. And we get this awesome CN Tower view.
My doctor was here.
The sidewalks are ridiculously narrow here.
So from Parkville.
All right, so here is Baldwin Village. It's just a little strip of restaurants for the most part. And a very cute looking little house there. I think it's actually a business though, Butter and Blue. Got a health food store. There used to be an old record store here too, but it's gone now. Like now it's this, the Street Grill Bar. And I think this whole strip was sort of popularized in the late 60s and early 70s by American draft dodgers who settled in Toronto and sort of turned it into a hip area to hang out. And it just sort of stuck. Of course, what was sort of like a hippie type neighborhood has evolved over the years. Now it's sort of a multicultural restaurant row.
No.
Lots of people just chilling and hanging out. So like a very miniature little Kensington Market or Yorkville from days gone past. But we're heading into actual Kensington Market. We'll see how busy it is today. All right, here's Beverly Street. And go when you have the chance. Let's cross to the other side. That couch has seen better days. Looks like they had a cat, judging by the condition of those armrests. Some old row houses. We're coming into Chinatown. And Kensington Market is basically right next door to that. These old row houses are a bit beaten down looking, but I like them. I like a little bit of grit in my old historic housing stock. This is kind of a strange interloper in the neighborhood here. That's one house. That's a huge monster home just popping up here. Can't tell if it's an apartment with multiple units or just one big ass house.
That place that's hella far. Like Latter-day Saint? Yeah. Is it Latter-day?
There's a little bit of humidity. I think the humidex was 25 and the temperature 22. Didn't really feel it at first, but I'm starting to feel it now. I'm sort of speed walking as I am.
My gun runs on purpose.
All right, we're at Spadina, Chinatown.
Yeah, you can be working on this job.
And they were like, you didn't have a bike lock on it, and I was like,
Got myself a green light. I could have crossed over here to get closer to the rest of Baldwin Street, but I went the other way for some reason. Add like an extra minute or so onto my walk. If I'm a minute late, then I'll blame myself for that. All right, let's head into Kensington. It's always a minefield of music walking through this neighborhood. There are a few spots right on this block here, actually, that are known for giving YouTubers like myself multiple copyright claims. It's like, thank you very kindly, Kensington Market. I show you off to the world of YouTube, and this is how you repay me. And you can see it's pretty lively in Kensington. When isn't it lively in Kensington? Maybe at like 1 in the morning on a weeknight. Even then there's a lot more going on than you might think. There's all sorts of weird stuff going on in Kensington at all hours of the day and night, even when it seems quiet and deserted. There's still something going on. That place had had 2 giant speakers in its open front window, just blasting it. Even if I wasn't recording, I would just want to move past that place as quickly as possible and get away from it. Certainly not go into it. Sorry. That's just not what I call enjoyable.
You are. I was just telling Martin about it. I was also liking this.
I think this is a totally unique and awesome neighborhood for sure. And it's always fun to walk through. But at the same time, it almost seems like it's trying a little too hard sometimes. A little too cool for school. But whatever, it's still unique, it's still awesome. I think any city would be lucky to have a neighborhood like this. And Toronto just happens to be the lucky city that has this. There's really not too much else like it, at least not in North America, or the US and Canada specifically. All right, so we're at Nassau Street. So now it's a straight shot over to Bathurst. Paul's Boutique, Ronnie's. These are all well-known places. We had Aussies across the street, behind the tree.
I don't know.
Some nice old row houses also. I like these flat top row houses. Toronto has tons and tons of old row houses, but most of them have a peaked roof sort of thing going on. That's Toronto style. It's own unique housing vernacular. But we do have some of these nice old flat top row houses, more sort of classic looking row houses that come to mind. And it got quiet awfully fast. Toronto's kind of neat that way. You can be on a very quiet, peaceful block, and then within a matter of a minute or two, you can be in a bustling, noisy, crowded area. And then another minute later, you can be back on a peaceful, quiet, tree-lined street with the sound of birds chirping. when I'm live streaming, oftentimes walking to a quieter area, people who are new to the channel or maybe haven't seen many of my videos sometimes will chime in like, why is it so dead? I thought Toronto was busy and yada yada yada. I'm like, well, just wait 5 minutes. I'll walk over to the next street and it'll be jam-packed with people. It'll be utter chaos. And then when I am walking through the super busy, crowded areas, they don't have much to say after that. Got a new addition to the Toronto Western Hospital under construction. It's going to be kind of like a tall tower addition built, I think around 14 stories or so. But hospital floors are quite high, so it'll have some good height to it. All right, we're at Bathurst. Busy street. Gotta wait for the light. I find myself getting more and more impatient at having to wait for lights to change, especially walking around in the core of the city. I feel like if you're walking around in a very walkable old part of the city, the intersection should be geared towards making walking easier, not driving easier. I think this is the place where I'll be meeting up with my friend, with my mystery guest. And I think that might be her right there. Well, good afternoon, young lady.
How's it going?
Good. I decided to record a video as I walked over here to meet up with you. So everyone, you all know Megan.
Hello.
And it looks like I timed it right. What time do we have here?
I was a little early. I wrapped up about 20 minutes ago. So
Okay.
went to get a coffee.
How close is it to 3 though right now?
Like 2 minutes. It's
2 minutes, see? Not bad, not bad.
well done.
All right, so hope you all enjoyed the walk from basically near my place on the east side of downtown. Made my way over to the west side to meet up with Megan. And her and I will continue our adventures for the rest of the afternoon. So leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the walk. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my videos. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram under KContinuum. And Megan, you're on Instagram, right? All right. Megan, we have a new name now.
Yes.
So what is it now?
M. Sandor Shilka.
There you go. M. Sandor Shilka on Instagram. All right. And she also has a YouTube channel.
I do, which
Yeah.
is doing poorly at the moment.
Oh. Is it? Have you changed the name on, or is it still Megan Sandor?
Still Megan Sandor.
All right, so
Yeah.
so for now it's Megan Sandor on YouTube.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members, and be sure to keep checking back. Let me try that again. Be sure to keep checking back because, as always,
We will continue.
we will continue.